been quite a while since the last time I recorded. I think the last one I recorded was in March. Yes, maybe. So, hello, welcome to Isalloni Knits. This is a podcast about knitting, spinning, dyeing, and crafting in general. My name is Claudia Gabriela, and you can find me in Instagram as Gabriela Cos or Isalloni. That is the name of my yarn because I also dye yarn and I am the person behind of Isalloni. Then you can find me Ravelli as Gabriela Cos, and that's it. In the internet you can find me as those names. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back again. I hope you're doing well. If you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoy this podcast. So yeah, it's been almost 2 months since the last time, and so many things happened. It was pretty busy at work and stressful time. Probably I will let you know a bit at the end, and other things that happened the last months that are so exciting, and the projects that I've been working, the projects that I finished, and what acquisitions I have. I have yarn, but I don't have the yarn now, but I will show you in the next episodes what I have here. Some books that I got, some other supplies for journaling, because I've been journaling as well. I started my garden, my veggie garden. The weather was really nice, that's why I was just whether I sit and record a podcast or a garden, and I didn't have a lot of progress anyway at the time. I had to finish a project that I will show you, and yeah, there was pretty much in secret, so I couldn't show you anything else. So that's why now I have a lot of stuff to show you that I finished, and also my current projects, the projects that I showed you in previous episodes that I still am working on them. Somehow I put them aside and I just start knitting again because it requires more attention. So I really started knitting socks that are vanilla socks that I like, and they can be done while you're watching Netflix or a film or whatever. So yeah, so let's dive in. Let me show you what I finished during the last 2 months. And I finished my blanket, but I don't have my blanket with me. I will show you in the next episode. What a silly thing. Because that was a big project that I wanted to show you or to finish. I used all the yarn that I bought at the time. I don't know if you remember, if you watched the prior episodes, I bought a few skeins from a discontinued yarn, and I used them all. So I will show you next episode my blanket. Silly me, I should have brought it. Anyway, so the project that I was working on that I couldn't show you at the time, it was for making magazine. I mentioned that I participate in a program which is called Preview Program, where Making Magazine approach knitters and they ask you if you would like to knit a garment that is going to be in the upcoming magazine, the upcoming issue. So this is not a test knit, you knit one of the projects. If you're a knitter, if you're a sewer, you can sew. If you're a quilter, you can quilt and such. Also crochet, but I always pick the knitting. So I picked a really very nice pullover that I will show you. And I got my magazine, of course. I am a subscriber to it, and as a part of the preview program, you also receive a copy as a thank you. So I made the Bansola sweater. I don't know if that's how I pronounce it. It's Bansola sweater because they have an accent, and it's by Anne-Michelle Fallan. So this is the pullover that I made. Okay. This one, and it uses 2 colors of a solid yarn mixed with mohair. So I use 2 colors as well, but I combine it differently. So I use my yarn, and this is my finished project. I'm not wearing it because today it's warm. It's warmer. It's getting warm. I hope it gets warm because it's been raining like crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention where I'm coming from. I mean, I am in Switzerland, in Zurich, near the Zurich Lake, so in Talwil. So I'm coming to you from Switzerland. Sorry for that. Now, coming to my finished project. So this is my Bansolas pullover. So I made it with my yarn Isalloni. This yarn I dyed with cochineal, and then this one with hazelnuts husks, and yeah. So and I mix it with mohair as well, with kid silk mohair. So I'm very happy. So this project, as I was working in secret, that I couldn't show you, and I didn't have other thing to show you because I didn't finish anything at the time. Then once I finished that, I started making some socks, finishing the socks that I showed you in previous episodes. So this is my Bansolas pullover, and I wore it already twice. It was a bit cold, and since I'm working from home and because of the current situation, I don't go out very often. So yeah, I wore it twice. So I think if the weather gets warmer, so I will put this to my wardrobe and I will use it in starting in fall. But I am really happy with it. I don't know if you noticed, because yeah, I got the silk kid yarn that I had. I only had one skein for the brown yarn, and then I ran out of course. So because I was using leftovers of yarn that I had. So I dyed another skein, but of course, if they are not in the same bath, the shades will change. So I don't know if you notice, from here to here, there's a difference. I think you can notice, yeah, you can definitely notice. So the kit set that I used is also Isalloni, but those are dyed with acid dyes. So I use the same similar color with cochineal, kind of pinkish, and this one is the coconut colorway that I use in the silk kit seda. But the fingering yarn that I use, it's with natural dyes, and it's part of these colors are part of my spring collection that I announced in my previous podcast. In my previous episode, so I use that. So if you can see, it's I should mention that only the sleeves have these variants of the shades, because I ran out on the sleeves. The bodies is the whole kit seda, the initial skein, but the sleeves, I don't know if you really, yeah, I can definitely see the difference if you don't notice, but I don't mind. It's when you fold your sleeves. No one noticed, so it's okay. So I'm very happy with this, and yeah, I publish the pictures in Instagram, and usually you publish the pictures of your finished project when the magazine comes out. It's the launch, when it's the day of the launch. So this is what I finished, and I'm so happy. That's besides my blanket. Then other two projects, but these are socks that I completed. I don't know if you remember the last episode, I have one pair finished, and this is the second. So I'm happy with them. I always blog my socks. I know that there are some knitters that they don't do, but I like how they look like this. Those I haven't worn them yet because it's getting warmer, so I will use them next in fall and winter. So I'm happy with this. This is the colorway Purple Light, and it's a discontinued yarn. It was MCM that I used to carry, but yeah, I'm loving it. So I don't know if you see, yeah, that's the camera showing the perfect colors. So it has purples, blues, burgundies, and a bit of pinks. So I'm happy. It's just a plain vanilla socks with twisted ribs, and then German short rows. I love this. For me, those are the best heels. I love them. So German short rows, and the knitted together SSK toes. And then I wanted to knit something that it's easy knitting, only knitting in the round while you watch TV. Then I cast on this. I had a skein, leftover skein of my Marilyn base that is 100% Corriedale, non-superwash, no nylon. So, and this is the colorway Carnival. So it was the skein that I had left, because the rest I sold them. And again, it is just a 2x2 reeve with twisted knit stitch. Then it is, it got a pulling effect, which I don't mind. I really like it. And my gauge, what is, I haven't mentioned, I usually use 2.225 millimeters needle always. That's, I think, the best. I mean, for me, it's the size that I use. And I cast on 72 stitches because I have a very tight gauge. I need very tight, and 72 and 2 and 25 millimeters for me, it makes the perfect fit for my fit. So then I use a contrasting color, and this colorway is, I had a long time ago, I dyed mini skeins and I over dyed this one. The colorway it would be Umania, but the base of the colors, there was a speckle yarn that I didn't like how it turned out. You know, when it doesn't turn out as you like, then I over dyed, and I like it how it turned, because it has like this tiny speckles, darker speckles. I think the color was blue or something, but I think it turned out. So the contrasting heel is also German short rows, and this one is 2x2 SSK, and I knit two together toes. So I'm very happy with them. So I finished them, I think, in 2 weeks or something, which I really like. And I also blog them, because as you see, all of my socks have the same shape, and I haven't worn them yet, so I'm happy. So the colorway is Carnival, and yeah, those are my finish. I also started making what is this name? I have a lot of cotton yarn, and I wanted to stop buying these microfiber towels for the kitchen or the bathroom. So I started making, what is the name of this small squares? Oh my goodness, I don't have the word in English, I forgot it. Pot holders, something like that. Well, I started making them. I don't have it because I'm using already them in the kitchen, perfect, and I will keep making a lot of them because I need to work on my star. So let me grab a bit of water. I am drinking now water, not tea, because it's a bit warm. And we came back 1 hour ago for a walk. Today is Sunday. It's beautiful. It's May 30th, and it's sunny after like 3 weeks of rain and gray weather. So we did a walk with Adri. Now I am thirsty. And this is, it's not a cup, I think it's a kind of a glass that I bought in Salt Lake City like 4 years ago when I went for work, and I went to a yarn store, fantastic yarn store, and they had pottery, so I got this one. So I'm drinking water. So those are my finished projects, and what I'm working on now, I can quickly show you. You already saw them because I kept working on this. Somehow I really like vanilla socks, and I started making, last episode I showed you the cosmic socks by Stockinette, and this is I think that I showed you that was the progress I had the last time. Kind of, I should have put a progress keeper. Anyway, so I think I made this progress, like this one repeat. Yeah, the thing is that I have to pay attention to this, and I'm using this, I think it's 12, let me check what's the measurement. It's all as well 2.25 millimeters, and I don't know what's the length of the needles, but it's the short needles that you just knit like this. And yeah, slow progress here, but I'm still enjoying it. It's just that while I watch TV, I cannot work on this because I make mistakes, or I need to work on my gauge. I have to be very concentrated because I use both. I'm throwing and I'm doing continental to do this color work. So yeah, slowly but surely I will finish them. Then I started, once I finished my pullover, I started working in my Portia shawl, and I have a big progress. And why I put this a bit aside, because I made mistakes and I was bummed. It was a bummer. So the progress, I think the progress I showed you last time, it was here. So it's still slowly growing. I really enjoyed. I love knitted and yarn, and the latest purchase that I got of yarn is knitted in the last collection, but I will let you know why I'm not showing you that right now, but I will show you next episodes when I'm starting working. So I am using that knitted and yarn, I think it's color heart, yes, probably yes, and then using Isalloni yarn in the K2tog and the colorway passion fruit. So this is slowly growing. I want to finish before summer, and the smell of the knitted and yarn, I love it. So I am slowly growing. I don't know how many repeats I need to do of the chart, and I made so many mistakes, so I had to just, when I make mistakes, depending on the type of mistakes, I don't forget everything. I just go some stitches down and I correct that. So I don't know if you notice, yeah, here, yeah, the mistake I made, I kept doing this stitch like here, and I said, oh my god, no, I need to turn, I do something else. So I just forget those the stitches that are here, and I picked and knit those stitches only, but the fixing didn't, the counting didn't work. So here I have, instead of doing kind of a garter, so I had to just do it stockinette stitch, but I think you don't notice with the halo of the yarn. I think it's unnoticeable, and I don't mind. My old me would just really frog it all, but nah, it's okay. You don't see it, you don't really notice, do you? But I am still enjoying it, and I'm using the Ocean by the Sea stitch markers with the precious, semi-precious stones, and I loved it. Look at this. This is the last time I put it and I worked this much. I should put this progress keeper a bit up to see next time when I get it. I cut this, I started working, I see the progress. Yep. So that is my Portia shawl. This was in the Len magazine issue 10, and the designer is Natasja Horby. Love it. So looking forward to finish this because it's beautiful. Maybe for cold summer nights it would be good to wear it. This is my work in progress of the projects that I showed you in previous episodes. Now, what I started working, that's a new one. And this is the stripes pullover by Andrea Maori. And I am using leftover yarn. So whenever I go to a festival and I see that not all the yarn is sold, then I have multiple colors that I take to the festivals, and then probably it's just one skein left over. Then what do I do with that? So I started knitting with them. So I had those in my stash, in my Isalloni stash, my personal Isalloni stash. So I said, those are colors that are not usually my comfort zone, I would say, because you've seen the projects that I made, it mostly solid, not very flashy or just subtle colors. But this, when I saw my skeins, I said, what am I going to do with those skeins? I will not sell them. So I could make up a stripe pullover, I could do something. Then I said, okay, let's do the stripe pullover, and then let's mix those flashy colors. And I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it. It's just different of what I would wear, but I said, why not? And this yarn, it is this merino singles, and I'm combining the merino singles with my Everest base, which is yak, silk, and merino. And here it is, the progress. No, this is the back. Yeah, here it is. Can you see it? I don't know. I am liking it, and even though these colors are not just, and I could have used probably one solid in silk kit, but I wanted to wear this in summer because it's just a single, and it's going to be a bit airy, and the fabric is very drapey and it's not very thick, and I'm using the 4 millimeters needle in the needle size, so it's going to be very, I would say, yeah, I could wear it in summer, depending. If we don't get at 30 degrees, definitely I will wear it. But, so this is my progress. I started this 1 week ago, so I'm knitting, because it's just a stockinette stitch. So I am enjoying it. So let me tell you, this is the colorway Coconut. This is the color Pumpkin Spice. This is Umanya. This is Greek Doors, and this is the color Highlighter. You know, the highlighter, we have a brand here which is Stabilo Boss. I don't know if you have it wherever you are watching this from. We have a highlighter, you know, when you're studying and you're highlighting your notes. This is Stabilo Boss, so that's why I call it highlighter, because it's very yellowish, flashy. It's flashy for my test, probably for you now, but yeah. So I am enjoying it. So I am going to make the yellow, the highlighter, and then the coconut once more, because I will start the ribbing, and then it's done. You have two versions, the cropped one and the long version. I think this is the long version, I would say, for the size that I'm making it. And yeah, and then I will get the sleeves done. I think since I'm using the shorter needles, that it's going to be fast. And I'm looking forward to wear it in 2 weeks, probably next episode. If it's not too warm and I can wear it, I will be wearing it. So that's my stripes pullover by Andrea Maury, and I am keeping the progress in. Here are my skeins. So let me show you. This is my Hohilokate, no Hohilokate, sorry, Hohienko baul bag that I keep all my yarn. Oh, yeah, there you are. So here I have the pattern. Then I have this very handy all-in-one tool, the knit kit. You have, I don't know if I showed you this in the past, but you have the type measurement that you can just do like this. Here you have stitch markers and scissors. Here you have your row counter, and then you can have your tiny crochet hook. And then if you want to cut your yarn, this is a cutter, yarn cutter. And so far I think this is when you want to travel and put it in the cabin. I think it's TSA approved. That's what they say, but I just put it in the bag, check it bag, because who knows. What else? Here I have a lot of stitch markers. These ones, just to mark when I was increasing, how every 50 stitches I will put the marker, so I don't need to count again, because always happens this, right? When you are counting and someone talks to you and say, I'm counting, and then you lose off. That way I can just keep again. And the yarn store that I was mentioning earlier from in Salt Lake, it was Blazing Needles. So I got this there, and from there I bought my cup of water. So I love the bowls of Horby. So these are like that. You just close it, and then you close it like this, and then you put this in your sofa while you're knitting. Then what I do, I just knit, then I go to sleep, and I leave it on the sofa. And then if I want to, I usually knit before starting to work. So I take my bowl, come here, I watch probably an episode of Homespun House in the Patreon, and then I knit, and then I put it again, and then I take it up, and that's my routine. So I love these ones. I think I have 3 colors of this one. This is the Bachette. I think this is undyed, just natural. I think it's natural. That's one. The stripes, and well, this is something I didn't cast on per se. I found it in my pile of forgotten projects. Yeah, who has those pile of projects that were forgotten? Not really forgotten, but just put in a standby, and somehow you started something else, and then you really forget this. So this is a sock blank that I used to dye a long time ago, and I used to sell them in festivals, but not anymore. So again, things that were not sold, and then I started making socks, and I found this in one of my project bags, and the progress was here, I guess, the time I found it, or maybe here. So I said, okay, let's start finishing the socks. And this is a sock blank that has nylon, because at the time I used to sell like the socks that contain nylon, because those are the most resistant for wearing, supposedly. But if you have a non-superwash, depending on how you knit, you can have long-lasting socks as well. So this has merino, nylon, and stellina. That's why it's sparkly. I don't know if you see the spark of the yarn. Anyway, so and I'm using a contrasting heels as well with the yarn that I over dye, but this color I over dye with a kind of purple shade. So, and I'm using the is this 225? Yeah, as always. And with the shorties, these are Chagu, and I'm just making my way to the toe. So those are my work in progress. But I wanted to show you something that's coming that I found on in my forgotten basket, forgotten projects. And this bag, I love this bag. This bag, I don't know if they are still making bags. Erin Lane, it was one of the first companies that I remember they started making bags back in 2010, or yeah, when I started knitting. And I was searching in the internet project bags, because I didn't know that project bags were a thing at the time. So she was one of the first, and this bag I bought it in Vogue Knitting Live 2012 in New York, long time ago. And yeah, I bought 3 bags. This one that is kind of a basket, and a small one for socks. So this is kind of a medium size. I don't know if they are still in business, but they were making beautiful bags, and I love these polka dots in multiple colors, so it's very nice. And another project that I want to keep working or finishing, it was a test knit that I couldn't finish at that time, but I was able to provide feedback of the written and but not the project itself. I mean, it's almost done. I need to finish the sleeves. And what happened is it was a test knitted for Butzeria. I don't know, she's a Swiss designer, Meret. She also organized the Swiss Yarn Festival with Asita from the Spin City Spin. So this is a pullover that has this open neck. You don't pick up the stitches, it's just an open neck, and it has this very interesting stitch. It's kind of a twisted rib, and I think I have the original in Instagram that I can show you. Let me quickly show you how this, because it has kind of a stripes. Where are you? It was here. Hold on a second, bear with me. There you are. This is the, oh, you can see my light. Oh my goodness, how can I make it better? Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know. I will put a picture, it's better. So it has stripes in the, besides the stripes that you have at the end, here before the ribbing part, you have this kind of the same stripes in the sleeves, and yeah, and this yarn is also Isalloni. It's merino d'Arles, and it's dyed with onion skins. This one, the yellow, it's onion skins. It's part of the gentle palette of the last year collection, and this is walnut husks as well. So I wasn't sure if I would use a third color, because the original pattern used 3 colors, right? So I wanted to know if I will make the sleeves yellow as well, and just striping with this. This is the leftover that I have. I have another skein, and this is the yarn that I need to cake to make the sleeves. And I also was considering this one, but the contrast is not that big. So maybe yes, why not? So I don't need, so I could use the 3 of them. Here, you see? And I wasn't sure, but I want to finish it. And this one is also dyed with natural dyes. This is with avocado pits. And this is my bento bag. I think it's called bento bag, the style, and I got this in the N13. I will tell you more about the N13, what it is. It's a yarn store, beautiful, the best in Switzerland for me, and I got that. And the maker of this is the brand is Uvertli, and I can put the details in the description box. So yeah, that's a project that I want to finish. And I like this, the raglan, because it's a raglan pullover, but the stitch is a twisted stitch, which makes it very nice. And you have the same here. It's a fake sewing thing, and it's the same twisted stitch. It's nice. I want to block it and see. As you see, this, it's a bright color as well. But this is a natural bright color, which I like it. So that is the other project that I want to complete. And the last one that is a work in progress that also was in this pile. It is, I wanted to make for my husband, for Adrian, a pullover that is kind of a patchwork. You know, I was knitting with leftover yarn squares. And I said, okay, I will pick the colors that he likes, between natural, greens, browns, blacks, and then sew them together and make a pullover. So I'm still making the squares. So I found this, sorry for the crinkling, because in a plastic bag, because it was in a pile or protected from moths. So I found the squares that I made I made more, but then I just kind of not discard, but I picked the ones of the colors that he would like the most. And the stitch patterns are stitches that I found in a book. Easy. So there's not a pattern for this. It's just a making on, and then I will see how I will sew. I will put the collar, the sleeves, everything. Let's see. So, and I don't have the labels of the yarn, so those are leftovers that I had in a basket, so I started making. I know what type of yarn it is, but I don't have the brand and I don't remember. And this is just this is alpaca, so this is just knit stitch and stockinette stitch. I don't know what is the name of this stitch it is, but you just make 4 knit and then 4 twisted knit stitch, which is this, like these squares, like a, make me think of bricks. So that's 1 square alpaca. I know this is Noro. This was one of the first yarns that I got from I don't remember the yarn store here in Zurich. I think it was, but I made the hijacker. I think it is the hijacker, but Martina Bam. This was a triangular with points shawl. I will put a picture. So it was very well known at the time, this shawl. So, and I had leftovers, so I made it. This is see the stitch, and it was a kind of Noro, it's tweedy, and I like how the texture. So that's another square. This yarn I got in, I think it was in one of the classes that I took in Vogue Knitting 2012, and I think the class, it was with Laura Bryant. She was making some Fibonacci sequence knitting. So she, as part of the class, we got this class materials, and there were yarn left over, so I picked this because I really like the color, and I think it's MCM because of the softness, and it's a high twist. It's definitely MCM. So this is garter stitch. This is a rectangle, so I will make square rectangles and then sew them together. And as you can see, multiple type of yarn. It's not just one type of yarn, on multiple bases, so we shall see. It's going to be very texture. I don't know if I am going to include this because I don't know, probably will just stay with brownish, greenish, and this gray, because this is kind of a beige. And this, I used to go to brockie stores, which are kind of flea markets, and I like to search in the section of knitting because they have some kind of crafts on knitting. It's because they just sometimes what I see is that, let's say a grandma passed, so then the family put together all of these things, or probably this person, they don't knit anymore. But what I love of going to those brockies is that I can find yarns that are old brands, because you can get and you can see the labels of those old brands, and this was one of them, and it's definitely 100% wool because it's a bit scratchy, and I love it. And this stitch, I don't remember. Yeah, it is pearl and knit stitch, and I think I got it the pattern from my knitting dictionaries. And this yarn, yeah, it's from a brockie, and I have a lot of those yarns, and those are all the yarns that there's history here. Someone was having that in the stash, but somehow they passed. They passed, and then the family take all the belongings to the brockie, because I found and I got kind of needles sets, and you could see that belonged to an old lady because the needles were so used, and I like collecting those. one day I will show you. And I got like even in a container with the needles, and those are straight needles because at the time there weren't so many circular needles, so people were knitting straight needles and very long. So I really like. So probably I will make a patchwork pullover for myself, and I will include this because I don't know if they match. Let's see. Why not? But this, my husband likes like dark colors, so probably this will not make the cut. So I'm making those, and I want to show you the yarn that I still have. Talking about old yarns, here I have one. This one, for instance. Oh my, look at this. And I think this is Greek. Yeah. So, and this is old and shippy. Very shippy. That's the brand. Is this Greek or is this Russian? Oh my God. All of a sudden I'm confused now. It says made in Italy. Well, a lot of yarn comes from Italy because they are spun in Italy, but I don't know now if this is Mousakis. It's definitely Greek because of the name. Anyway, so this is very shippy. I will probably include. And then I have some things that I spun. This is the Noro leftovers. Sorry for the crinkling. And I still have. Oopsie. This one is also Noro, so probably I will include the gray, the black one, and the greenish. So that is my project. And this is another airline bag. You see, that's another airline bag. That was, I think, the sweaters quantity bag. So I'm keeping that there, and I will be making more squares. Hopefully I will show you. It's easy to make a square. It's like making the pot holders. And that's my work. Those are my work in progress. Then let's show you quickly the acquisitions, but I have mostly books that came and that were launched in the last few months, and you might have seen them in other podcasts. So I have the Making magazine, right? So that is, I received that because I'm a subscriber, but I decided to subscribe the digital version because since I am a preview program knitter, I always receive a copy. So I have, of the last 4 issues, I have twice the copy. So I said I will just sign for the digital since I will be receiving hard copy anyway. So, and this magazine I really love. They have really beautiful projects like these socks, for instance. These socks are the double helix socks by Natasja Guseva. Beautiful. The colors are so beautiful. Then there are sewing projects. One day I will try to make something sewing. This is nice for summer. Ooh. This is nice. And I do have a sewing machine, and it's an old sewing machine. It's a Bernina that belonged to Adrian's mom, who passed. And it's an old, and I tried to fix it. I don't know if probably there's someone, another one Bernina store can fix it probably, but I don't want to buy another one. I do have an overlocking machine, but I used to sew few pieces back in Bolivia when I was studying. I like to make my own clothes, but I was sewing by hand. So if I sew something, I think I will do it by hand. Somehow I really enjoy the process. So then I want to try some quilting, but small project, you know. I don't want to get crazy like this without, I don't want to give away let me find a better picture. Yes, this one. Those are very nice those are coasters, yeah. You can try making one of them. Here you have. So I love the colors here because they look like my gentle palette. That's why I decided to make the, look at this project bag. Oh, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I have some linen yarn. I can dye that yarn. So many beautiful. That's the Making magazine. Then I have another one, which is, of course, I was waiting for this to come. The 52 Weeks of Shawls, that's a Lane magazine as well publication, and there's beautiful 52 shawls, beautiful shawls, and not enough time to make them all. So my favorites are, well, all of them. I love them, all of them, but the ones that I really want to make, because they have a different, a new technique, is this one, is Haliste by Alex Bird. This one that I think you have to embroider, or I don't know, that's from what I can see, it looks like embroidery, but probably you have to do some slip stitches, something like that. I need to, that's why it intrigues me what is the process here. Then there is another one that is made by Lerke from Fiber Tales podcast, which I really love that podcast. It's this one. Oh my god, what is the name? What was the name of the shawl? Alv or Elf? I suppose that you pronounce Elf because it's A with two dots and LV, and it's by Lerke Bishop Larsen. Look at this. It is gorgeous color work, and so far I know that the technique that she uses is that I never used in the past. It's that she knits in the round. So you knit in the round the shawl, and then you stick, and then you close the stick, you hide the stick. So it's a new technique that I never tried before. I bought 2 other patterns of her from her Ravelry store. They use the same technique, but I haven't tried it yet. So I need to try it. New techniques. I love trying new techniques and making garments with new techniques. So this I really love, and there are so many projects, beautiful, that you can check it out. That is my book acquisition, another book acquisition. And yesterday I haven't opened it yet, but I wanted to open it with you. I'm subscribed to Pom Pom magazine as well. So I haven't opened it yet, and I haven't followed it. I wasn't posting on Instagram. I haven't posted that much in Instagram because, as I mentioned, work was a bit crazy and stressful, and I just wanted to just be trying to deal that stressful time. Yeah. So here we have. This is the new book, the new magazine of Pom Pom issue. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Look at this. It's funny. Look at this tank. Oh, like that. Beautiful. What is this? Rifle. So beautiful. I was wondering if I could find a summer top I could make, and this is the perfect one. Really beautiful. Look at the socks. PC dye. Look at beautiful socks as well. Color work. Oh, this pullover is beautiful. Oh my god, I'm discovering because I haven't opened it yet. So beautiful. Let's see what else can. There are so many things. Oh, this one nice. This one as well is nice. This as well is really nice. I like this here. I like this stripe because it makes your, I think, a bit I would say slimmer, because I put on weight because of Corona. Yeah, I have to work on that. I mentioned that there, but I haven't started working really seriously. Yeah, the weather was crappy anyway. Always excuses, but anyhow, this one as well is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So beautiful projects. And I also mentioned that I started gardening, and I have a lot of gardening books when I started gardening back in 2011. So I am using that. I have raised beds, and I'm kind of square gardening. And you also have bags. It's called bag sack. I think I mentioned that. So I got two more, and I put some soil, and then I'm growing zucchinis, onions, lettuces, carrots, rocket I think it is, potatoes, and herbs, all typical herbs, basil, rosemary, mint, ciboulette. I don't know what's the name of ciboulette. Ciboulette is in French, just like, oh, I need to find, I will, if I find it, I will put the name. So a lot of tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and this time I'm trying corn. Well, I'm just one, I will see how it goes. So let's see. I'm fighting against the snails. Not snails, slugs. I don't kill them, but every day I go when it's wet and I know they are going to attack my veggies, and I put them away, but they always come back. So anyway, it is what it is. Then, because of the gardening, and I don't know, probably I will record and I will show you. We have a terrace here, and then it goes down. It's like very steepy part of bushes, I would say, and in those bushes we have wildflowers. We have netas, we have dandelions. We have so many wild things. I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Oh my god. Sorry for that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we have all those kind of flowers and plants that I try to recognize, because I know that you can, depending on what type of flowers they are or plants, you can eat them. So I bought this. This is in French because I am still learning German. I'm trying to I got another one in German, but I got this one in French because it's easy to compare the same pictures and then understand and learn it at the same time. So since in this part of the terrace that I mentioned, and I'm pointed to this because it's in that direction, I want to start eating whatever is in there. It's not a garden that I'm taking care of, because somehow the landlord, I don't know, I could use that part as a garden in terraces. You know, I can put platforms and make terraces, but somehow the landlord is not using that part, so he comes and cuts I think it's once a year. So before he comes and cuts, I want to recognize what do I have here. So I got this, and you can eat them, you can forage. I mean, I can do my groceries here. So that's why I bought this. I don't want to poison myself or not my husband. So here you have, the good thing of the book is that it shows you the type of plant and then what is similar that is poisonous. So you make the difference, and it's very interesting. This I was reading. I need to read more of that. And the last thing that I want to show you, because I mentioned as well that I started journaling, and I follow a homespun house Patreon, and I love her blogs, Molly and Robert. They do fantastic vlogs, and I follow them. And Molly started journaling, and it's not that I journal every day, but I prepare my journal for the month. Every month I sit with Adrian. He's in his computer, and I'm drawing, and I am making my plan and stuff. So, and Molly and her daughters, they journal, so they really use washi tapes, stickers, many things, colors, watercolors, and that gave me, oh, that is so nice and fantastic. So she started selling the supplies that she uses, which is really cool, because a lot of people started asking, where do you get your supplies? Are you selling them? Because she has a store. And I got yesterday as well the mail, which is that's the box, because I wanted to show you. It's a beautifully packed in a strawberry paper. And I will quickly, this is not knitting related, but it's craft related, so I hope it's okay for you that I show you. So it comes with so many supplies. I can quickly show you first. So this, I would say this is a starter kit to start journaling. So you have the notebook, you have your pen, which is usually you need to start writing, and it's a dotted notebook. I don't know if you can see the dots. Yeah, you have dotted, grilled lines notebook. I like noted and grid. Then you have stickers. You have so many stickers. These ones, these lovely ones. Oh, the light is crappy. Like this. Lovely ones. Look at this. Faces. I think you're happy, you wonder, you're sad, you're upset. Then you have stamps. I think those are more stickers. Yeah. Today's mood stickers. That is the week. This is masking tape. Then you have all of these washi tapes, masking washi tapes. Then you have another stamp. There is better. Another stamp. Then this is the ink, and I haven't opened this one. What is this? Oh, it's a clip. So beautiful, like a lovely detail when you put when you left and then you pick it. So beautiful. So I'm so happy to use this and to use in my journal, my own journal. I haven't mentioned, but I really love all stationery things. I think most of the knitters, they enjoy everything that is crafty. I don't know if it's you are like me, but I really enjoy everything that is crafty. So that is my acquisitions for my crafting life. Besides work and gardening, I craft. And yeah, I don't have kids, so I have a lot of time, and then that time I use it to craft, to do something that I really enjoy and I love it. So yeah, I mean, that is most of it, the contact for today. I would like to quickly tell you. So I mentioned at the beginning that the work was being stressful. My company was going through a restructuration, so it's a stressful time. So I was wondering, oh my God, if I'm impacted, I will fully dedicate to Isalloni. If I'm not, I will keep working as usual. And that was very stressful, luckily, but it's a bittersweet situation because I'm staying at the company, but I have colleagues that have to leave, which is very sad. So while we are coming out of that situation, but at the same time, stressful, not nice times, but a very wonderful thing happened. I mentioned earlier about N13. N13 is a yarn store in Winterthur here in Switzerland, and I love that store. I found that store 2017, I guess, when I was looking for a Swiss. It came in my Instagram feed, a brand of which is Lana Rara. It's a yarn made with wool from endangered, I would say, sheep here in Switzerland, and they have now a denomination which is Specie Rara, which there's all breeds that they are trying to keep and not losing it. So there's this Miriam and Dominique, they got together like long time ago, and they decided to create this brand because I think Dominique had a sheep, those, and there is the breed I can is the Berner Overland, and it's a very beautiful yarn. So I found that yarn, and I found that they had a store. It's kind of a store that they not only sell yarn, but they also sell pottery. I have some mugs that I will show you in next episodes that I got from the store. They have kids clothes, that there are two ladies that they sew the clothes for the kids, which is fantastic. They have kind of a cooperative, like the association, they get together and they rent the place. And we have Dominic and Miriam, who they offer yarn, beautiful yarn mostly, and very ethical organic yarn. And one long time ago, once I asked them whether they would be interested in, I can offer my product, because at that time one of the associates was leaving, so as they needed to fill in the place. So, and I asked them, but somehow it didn't work. I mean, we didn't pursue the conversation. But 2 or 4 months ago, that was around February, end of February, I don't remember well, probably yes, they contacted me and saying if I was interested to sell my yarn there. And there were multiple options, and the options, I'm renting a shelf and I go and offer my products there, which is fantastic, and I loved it. I recorded, so I will put at the end of the episode some cuts of what I recorded from the store. If you're in Switzerland, if you've never been to this store, you definitely have to go. It's beautiful. The ambience is fantastic, and we used, before the current situation with the pandemic, we used to meet every 2 Fridays. The 2 Fridays a month, there is an apero where you get together. Friday evenings you get together and you meet and you have an aperitif. And the other, it's a dinner. But because of the current situation, they had to shut down close the store. We kept supporting because we loved it. So a lot of ladies that we go there, and we kept buying online and supporting, because we don't want this store to close, and we don't want the stores to close because of the situation. So we try to support as much as we can. And now, little by little, they're starting to open because of people's getting vaccines or people's getting immune, and then we are getting together. So eventually I will record something there and I will show you. It's a beautiful place. It's a highly recommended, and not because I'm offering my yarn there, it's because the place, I always loved it. There's beautiful people. I really met beautiful, fantastic women there. And yeah, so that is the fantastic thing that happened, because it's the first time that I could offer. I usually sell my yarn in festivals, but because there are no festivals because of the situation, then this is a perfect opportunity for the customers that they know me, but they would like to see, because here in Switzerland, how you approach and you sell your yarn most of the times happens when touching and seeing the colors in person. It's online. Unless you are buying for well-known brands or already known brands, it is difficult. So having a gateway, I would say, a window where you could see the yarn and touch, smell, and see if you like the colors, the textures. I have samples there, which is really good. So I am dyeing. I don't, I am small indie dyer. I don't dye big batches of yarn. So what I dye, I send it, and if it's sold, and if there are leftovers, I need with it. So it's a win-win situation. So I'm so happy for that. And yeah, that was what has been going on. We are healthy. I already got my second shot of the vaccine the other day, which I'm happy. My Adrian will get it soon, because they open in Switzerland, in Zurich, to get the vaccine for above 16 years old. So we are looking forward to that, so we can go and visit my mommy back in Bolivia. Yeah, because it's been 2 years since I haven't been there, so it's due. I need to go and visit and hug her. Yeah, I miss them a lot. So that has been going on, and yeah, I kept knitting as always. I think it was very rare when my knitting module goes away. So I've been dyeing. So I dye during the weekends, because I have 100% as a full-time job. So I dye during the weekends or whenever I have time. That's why I have small batches. But I enjoyed doing it. So that's it for today, and I think, I don't know how long I recorded. It's more than an hour. So it's going to be a long episode. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you next time. If you like the episode, just give it a thumbs up, and if you can share it, you can leave comments if you have questions. about the project I'm making. If you want to know more references or whatnot, please leave comments. And thank you, and see you next time. Bye.